Recently, I was working with a grade 8 teacher, and we wanted to take advantage of the fact that we had a class set of iPads that hadn't been used in over a year. So we decided that we were going to teach the students how to use Puppet Pals. So the assignment was basically to create a story using Puppet Pals, and we wanted to also try investigating the new curriculum. So we looked at the English Language Arts curriculum for grade 8, and what we chose to do was focus on the curriculum competency of using writing and design processes to plan, develop, and create engaging and meaningful literary and informational text for a variety of purposes and audiences. So the goal of the project was for the kids to use Puppet Pals to create a story. And what we really wanted to do was also teach them sort of how to create a story. And we asked the students to complete this diagram, graphic organizer, so that they could create a story that had a conflict, had rising action, climax, falling action, and a resolution. They had to have a protagonist and they had to have an antagonist and clear what their theme and the plot of the story was. The other part to the story was that the students had to work in groups of 2 to 4. And so we embarked on this with the iPads, and the students were given the task of becoming directors with the Puppet Pals iPad. This was new for the kids. They hadn't used this at all. And so one of the tasks is they had to choose some of the characters from the Puppet Pals, and they also had to choose certain props from the Puppet Pals app. Students were then asked to make sure that they had an audience in mind and that they knew who they were creating this for. Then we asked students to actually create scenes or timelines of the story so that they would plan it out, so that they knew exactly what their story would look like. And what was interesting is that we learned with the grade 8s that they were actually quite uncomfortable having to record their voices. They were very reluctant to be the ones that had their voice recorded, and they were reluctant to have the kids listen to their projects. So we ended up assessing them individually and didn't require the students to present their story at the end. I think this is something we would have to work on with them. And when thinking about the 3 orders of reality that we learned about from the article, the 2 that really jumped out to me was, first of all, the practical part of this assignment, that the kids had to use iPads to create their project, and also that they had to use the Puppet Pals app to create their story, and that was new for them. The other part that was interesting, like I said, was the social part of it, that the kids had to be mindful of who their audience was, and then when they were recording the story, they had to think about the language they were using and their intonation and their phrasing, and as I said before, that was difficult for them. So in the future, I think that what we would do is continue to support the kids on how they are using the iPads and other formats that we could use it for to encourage more e-learning.